Hi there, I'm Barbara Rudd-Dagenhart, and in this video I'm going to introduce you to the interaction dimension on the Suke model of feeling and emotion. Our goal in this series is to picture our whole inner world on one logical map with 7 dimensions, and this green interaction dimension at the bottom contains all possible feelings and emotions that are triggered or activated in response to our view of others' well-being. And so all positive compassion and love-related feelings and all apathy and hatred-related emotions are going to be triggered in this dimension. This particular system has to do with our values as well, our values in relation to human well-being. I like to think of this as the operating system for socialization. The ability to feel what others are feeling or to empathize originates here, and it helps to motivate our behaviors towards others in healthy ways, and our concern for the common good and other people's well-being in the end have impact on our own well-being as well. These feelings are activated by what has happened, what is happening, and what might happen to other people as it affects their well-being. So there's energy exchange happening here, if you will, and intersubjectivity, that philosophical word, lies here, and EQ or emotional intelligence is also here. So similar to a catalytic converter in a vehicle, and we're doing that comparison with vehicle systems and human emotion systems in this series, then that catalytic converter and exhaust system is like the socialization function because it determines the level of our productivity. It ensures a vehicle's fuel efficiency and optimum performance output by maximizing energy and minimizing waste. And so similarly, as humans, we get to where we want to go more efficiently with more health and ease and less regret when we consider and seek the common good. Now, the question that we're asking in this domain is, does what happens to others matter? So if you imagine that this lantern at this baseline position, flat, corresponds to the baseline in this dimension, and all the dimensions have their regulated position here to start with. So then we're activated positive or negative. And so say we're walking down the street and someone on the street nearby trips and falls suddenly. We will be activated in, hopefully, positive ways on this dimension with a level of caring or concern, with goodwill, altruism, maybe a sense of protectiveness. And you can think of probably, well, lots of other words. I've got around 50 or 60 on my collection. And those feelings are going to help motivate you to help the person in some way, perhaps, depending on what is going on, if there's anybody else around or not, and other variables, of course. And so after a while, if those feelings of concern stick around for a while, you've got a mood of concern, say if the person has been injured. And then after a period of time, you're going to have regulation. So there's that return to neutral baseline. Naturally happens. Sometimes we need a little bit of help and processing to get that regulation. And after a while, those feelings are going to subside or dissipate. Now say you're in that situation and you notice that person tripped and fell, and you have different feelings being triggered, perhaps feelings of kind of indifference or not really caring about their well-being, but maybe that's because the person who tripped and fell actually just stole someone's handbag and was running away, and they've tripped and fallen, and you notice what has happened. Those feelings of indifference and uncaring might become feelings of ill will and hatred and even malice. Those kinds of I don't care about their well-being because look what they did kinds of feelings. And so moods can develop if those feelings stick around for a while and you've got that hostility, and you still, days later are reliving the incident and really angry at that perpetrator. And so then if those negative feelings linger and are not regulated back to baseline, then you can have, through ongoing habit, negative moods becoming character traits. And so if our concern for others' well-being is not really there very often, we've got sort of an uncaring attitude, it becomes easy to kind of take advantage of people when that's the case, and then you've got manipulation possible, or predatory behavior possible, or character possible in this dimension. And then after a while, those negative feelings are going to return to their position of calm. And so there we've got that description of the positive and negative feelings and emotions triggered in this dimension. So let's talk now about what we can do about it. Let's move towards emotional health. And the habit we want to be aware of here is uncaring or selfishness. That is in this dimension as well. We want to avoid those kinds of bad habits, habits of withholding or taking advantage or taking from others and living for me first. One practice that will help to loosen up that selfishness and help with living well here is simply getting out and doing the opposite and giving. So find ways to give. That's a simple, very powerful and effective tool, whether we're giving in time or service, skills or goods or money. When we're giving, that will actually help us to get activated in the positive half here, will improve health, maybe even raise our emotional intelligence or EQ. Definitely it will improve our relationships. And so that's the interaction system here on the Suke model. Stay tuned for our discussion of the next one, the blue one, which is our view of the present in the evaluation dimension. Talk to you in the next video, and bye for now.